Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to our channel Amsarkari, and we'll be continuing with our Anthropology Decoded, wherein we are discussing the syllabus as well as the previous year questions before going ahead with a brief about each and every unit as well. So let's start with our paper 2 discussion on the questions we had covered till unit 1 5.1, which was on the Indian village system. Now we are going ahead with 5.2, which we've already discussed, is on linguistic and religious minorities and their social, political and economic status, right? So the key words here you'll find first of all is linguistic minority, religious minority, and their social, political, economic statuses. So everything comes in this. When you look at question in 2018, it said short note on endangered language. Okay, so the linguistic minorities along with their social, political, and economic status. So endangered languages will cover all aspects. Again, problems faced by religious minorities in India. So this question can be a part of your essay, your GS, and even this paper too. And you'll find so many articles and editorials which cover such topics from different angles, different views. Again, in 2012, there was a question critically examine the book view and field view of social reality. So, this you might find that there is a technicality in this, but again, this is linked to not just one topic, multiple topics. Okay, 2007, another question issues and socio-economic problems arising out of being a religious minority. So, different way of asking of the problems faced by religious minorities. Same, in 2015 and 2007. Linguistic distribution of Indian populations. This you can cover when you cover census data, ethnographic data, races, okay, linguistic minorities, the different kind of languages spoken, endangered languages. All of these are a part of linguistic distribution. Okay, let's skip to the next one quickly. 5.3 is on indigenous and exogenous process of socio-cultural change. So this includes sanskritization, westernization, modernization, little great traditions, panchayati raj, media, social change, right? Next, the question that we can see in 2019, it asks that panchayati raj as a facilitator of social inclusion in rural society. Again, this topic you can use details and facts and whatever information you have from even in your essay paper or in GS2 paper, because Panchayati Raj forms a part of that, polity. So next, in again in 2019 only, they asked discuss how elements of little and great tradition. So that directly they're asking about little and great tradition and how they combine and emerge in context of social, political, religious movements, and you have to give one example. So when you go through what is little and great tradition, this is a very easy topic. So you will see that okay, what are the social, political, and religious movements, and you can give easily quote one example of each. Impact of media on social life of Indian villages, right? So this topic has multiple dimensions: positive, negative, then with respect to population, with respect to education, with respect to employment, so many angles that you can cover. Media is an instrument of social change. So again, there's focus on media, but now with respect to social change. Impact of Panchayati Raj on empowerment of rural women. Now here you can use many schemes that you will be anyways reading from the Government of India website or from the current affairs. Then it says process of tribe caste continuum, all right, different from sanskritization. So sanskritization, right, tribe caste continuum. So these are all topics which you will directly read, right? Let's go to the next unit. Tribal situation in India. So over here, it is asking firstly about biogenetic variability. Second, linguistic and socio-economic characteristics of these tribal populations. So, see over here also, when we discussed the syllabus, also we saw that there is linguistic characteristics of these, the tribal population. Then over here also there is focus on linguistic minorities. So, some part of this unit can also be covered. There's an overlap. Look at the questions. What are the salient issues faced by pastoral communities in India? So, what are the issues? Who are the pastoralist communities? And you have to give some examples. Distribution of Tibeto-Burman group of languages. Which are these Tibeto-Burman group of languages? Biogenetic variability of these tribes. All right. Then Elvin Gaire debate on tribes. Next, socio-economic characteristics of shifting cultivators. What is shifting cultivation? You would obviously know. What is the socio-economic characteristic? That means that why do they practice shifting cultivation? And there would be some features which are directly related to their socio-economic status. Whoever is practicing shifting cultivation, they would have a set socio-economic feature with amongst them. Biogenetic variation of Indian tribes, social and economic marginalization of tribal people, threat to tribal languages, linguistic classification of Indian tribes. These are all 10 markers, right? Discusses distinctive features of tribes in the Northeast. Directly, it is asking, right? Let's go to the next unit. Next unit is on problems of tribal communities. So these problems, even if you think about these problems, okay, if you brainstorm, these problems in itself you would know: land alienation, poverty, indebtedness, literacy rate is low, education facilities are poor, there's problem of unemployment, underemployment, health and nutrition. And directly it says the first question: issues related to tribal education. So you can quote so many aspects of tribal education, different programs by the government which are being taken as a solution, and their proper implementation. Let's say the Eklavya residential school model, or tri-fed. All of these you can directly indirectly quote. Okay. Short note on indebtedness among the tribal communities. So obviously, this is one of the major problems. Impact of displacement on health and nutrition. So what does displacement mean? When a big corporate or an industry or even the government is taking some land for development or some other activity, and compensating the tribal, what is the impact of that displacement on the health and nutritional status of that community? Okay. Constitutional provisions in India which have built mechanism for dealing with problem of land alienation. So this question can be used even in GS2, or points from this in essay also. Okay. Impact of again land alienation in tribes in central India. So it will be different. It has to give you different aspects of the same problem. So one time it will ask about tribes from northeast, the central India, maybe down south in Deccan also, left wing extremism and the tribals, right? So the Red Corridor region, uh, and problems related to those areas. Next is on developmental projects and their impact. So here we studied about displacement. There is again displacement, so that question can be linked to either of the topics. Development of forest policies, you know, MFP, minor forest produced by TriFed, and all those things. Impact of urbanization. Look at the question. What has been the impact of development projects on environment and livelihood of forest dwelling tribes? Significance and implementation of recognition of Forest Rights Act. Again, that question on Forest Rights Act. Advancement made by Land Acquisition and Rehabilitation Act of 2013. Impact of urbanization on scheduled tribe population of Jharkhand, particular region now. So you should know, okay, what, obviously paper 2 will be all about tribes. So which tribe is in Jharkhand, which is in Chhattisgarh, which is in the Naxal affected region, what are the impacts here, impact of globalization on the livelihood. Okay, forest policy in tribes, impact of sanctuaries and national parks. This is a very important question. There are parts of this question which are even related to your the preparation of in the prelims. right? Forest Rights Act, again, they've directly asked this question. So I hope that the questions that you are seeing here, along with their units, their syllabus, there are so many areas which you can directly relate to current affairs, to other topics in polity, even in history. Okay, so now what we'll do is that once we cover this syllabus along with the previous year questions, we'll slowly move towards each and every unit and pick up the key terms. Maybe give a small definition of that, just for an understanding. Okay, so thank you so much for your time, and do like and subscribe. Put your comments below if you have any suggestions for anthropology. Right? Thank you so much.